It's finally time. After driving this round standard hating my life, it's time to modify it. I've got the bags, wheels, and all the other goodies. But there's a twist. I only have 3 days to do this. So grab a cup of tea and enjoy.
So, this video is not actually clickbait. We're going to do this whole car in 24 hours. Whether that is the full 24 hours or hopefully quicker, because I've got other stuff to get on with. But there's actually 2 things that I could have clickbaited you on. One is a 24-hour video, and number 2 is we're doing this with the cheapest air ride you can buy on Amazon. Now, will it work? I'm not sure, but we're going to try so you lot don't have to. So first on the list, I think, is fitting the management. Or maybe the bags. Or maybe the wheels. We're going to fit something. Now, the beauty of these old Mercedes is separate spring and shock. So it's the same on the front as on the rear. So what I've done, along with my Amazon management, I've Amazoned some Amazon bags. Now, these are essentially an airlift dominator, but from China. They've got slightly less lift, but they run the same. These are Dominator bag plates that we cut. Now they're the same pattern and everything, so they should work. I mean, if they don't, you'll probably see me on the news somewhere. Man flips car. But these will go in here. Bottom plate on the bottom arm, and in theory, we'll be bagging. But what I need to do first is get the depth springs out and see actually how low this goes, so I can work out where to put the bag plates. Now the reason I call them depth springs is they are about twice as long as what they currently look, to give you comfort, but it also gives you depth when you try and take them out. I forgot to mention we're also painting the car. Now, to take the springs off, because they're quite dangerous to take off properly, I'm going to use this special spring removal tool. Now, it looks a lot like an angle grinder, but there is a key difference. When you use this one, you wear gloves as well. This just goes to show how long these springs are. I had to cut that 4 times to get that to come out of that gap. That's actually mad. I've also just realised I forgot to start a countdown timer, so I need to go and quickly download some sort of countdown app and get that going. And I'll show you the time. We're about 2 hours in now, but we'll start it 2 hours quicker. 2 hours later, you get it. Now, the wheels aren't something I'd normally go for, but I feel like they're very Mercedes. So, for those who didn't see them in the other video, we have gone for these, which I think should work, but I'll pop a tyre on, bolt it on and actually see if they do look any good, or whether I was wrong. We have a successful-ish timer. It's actually quite worrying because you see how much time you waste when you look at that, and you realise how much time it takes to film. But in other news, it's not too bad for a standard shock. I'm going to have to buy shocks because it's not low enough for me, but it'll have to do for now unless I can work out where to get some shocks from. I don't know why I'm built like this when there's such a tight schedule, but I couldn't deal with the little bit of arch gap, and until I get better shocks, I thought I'd take these off. So with the fronts off, take off the dust cover, right? Look at the size of that. Look at that extra shock I've got. So in theory, if I take this off, bolt this back on, put it on, hopefully we'll be tucking. Look at that, it just seems like a waste. Obviously that's considerably better. and well worth the hassle of taking that off. We've gained about 1.5 inches, which I think has made a massive difference. So now I'm going to do same thing on the rear, work out where that goes, and then we can look at actually putting the bag mounts in. What do you think about the car?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
Like,
It's got lots of camber.
it does have lots of camber. If we look at the back, well, you can't see because I need spacers. Look at this though. Beautiful. Now I've done the same on the rear as I've done on the front. I've taken the bump stops out of the standard shocks. I'll replace the shocks at some point for shorter ones. But what are you laughing at?
You won't do that.
No. I might do. So what I'm going to do now is do the same on the other side. So I'll take the bump stops out, get the tyres on, get the wheels on, get it sat down on these other wheels. One, so we can look at it, and two, one, so we can look at it. That's a weird way to count, wasn't it? One, so we can look at it, and two, so we can
Look at it.
measure it and look at it, yeah. And then I might actually curveball, start putting the management in because I don't have any bolts for the bags yet. And it might be easier to weld plate some of the bags bolted in. So yeah, I'm not going to film that because it's boring. So once I click my fingers, we will be in the future. So as always, you need to completely ignore what I'm saying because I'm actually going to do the bags now. So basically all they are is 2 plates welded in and a little bit of pipe to space them to where you want them. I'll obviously show you more in a second, but I put it on the wheel stands and taken my measurements just so I know them. And yes, now I lift it up, get the wheels off and look at mounting the bags, because once they're on, it is then management and it should go up and down and be a car again. What I'm thinking, and the way I'm going to do it, doesn't mean it's the right way, but it's certainly the Jack way, is this old spring nubbin I've cut off, right? So then I have the bottom bag plate will go on that bottom arm. Now, I've also cut this bit of tube, which is the same, very close to the outside diameter of the spring. So that will go in the top, like so. And then this is the top back plate. So that will then go there. Now, obviously, to get to the holes in the fit, and I'll have to notch the side or the front out of this. But then the bag will go in there, and Bob's your uncle. You have a bag Mercedes. Now, obviously you want to make sure the bag's not rubbing on the shock or on the back, so it's going to take a little bit of tweaking about. That's pretty much what I'm going to go with, and I guess I will leave you with a montage. We'll see you after, or I don't really know. Unless any of you would like to pay for a cameraman for me, I want to hear no moaning in the comments. I think we're getting somewhere. You can now, let me chuck you in the hole. You can now see the little top hat we made with the front cut out, so get to the bolts to bolt the bag in, obviously. Then the bag, and then the bottom plate, which will weld to the arm. Now, this is close everywhere. Like, I don't know how well you can see a gap because, you know, there's basically not one. So, I am actually going to have to wait till Monday for the bolts to turn up because I'm going to have to bolt the bags to it so I can get everything exactly where it needs to be to tack it, then take the bag out and weld it. But it's not the end of the world because I can make up the top hats without the bolts. Right now it's home time, so I'm going to pause this. Until Monday morning. Right, Monday morning, and we're back on it now. I haven't started the timer yet because I thought I'd film this little intro first, and I also need to use the little boys' room, so I'll start that after that. But I spent 10 or so minutes just sorting out fittings and bits in the compressor on Friday before I went home. Just a quick sit rep, we've still got to do the bags, the management, well, everything actually. All I've really done is almost mounted one bag. I'm waiting for bolts now, so I think we'll chuck the management in the boot. It's a good place to start.
Good place to start.
Let's go.
Like,
in the last 11 years.
So I've done the toilet thing. And the timer has started. Now, this is a boot, right?
oh yeah.
And I've got to put tank just a quick rundown in case people don't know how air ride works. You need a compressor or a pump, and I got my manifold. Now, I could hide all of this up and have it all under the floor and that, but one, don't put anything in the boot, and two, I don't know how good any of this is, so the easier I can get to it, the better, is what I'm thinking.
Smart.
And like I say, this boot, if you actually look, is humongous.
Yeah, you can
Like, it's a massive boot.
get some golf clubs in there.
I don't know why I've been carrying this around, but it's my tiny Harry Potter key. Anyway, I think I'm just going to put this up here, like so. You know, probably that there, and probably, you know, that there. Now, how I'm going to do this is cut a bit of wood, mount all that to the wood, then go about wiring it up, and then run my switches to the front. I've also got gauges which will screw into here, but I'll do a little bit talking about that as I do that. Obviously, it's all gone wrong. So, I've mounted the tank manifold compressor in the boot, but the pressure switches are all 1/8 and the holes for them are 1/4. So, I've had to order some bits, some bushers for them, which will come tomorrow. But the bolts have come now, so I'm going to get back on with the bags because I can't waste time. Obviously, if you don't want to waste time, don't let your battery run out, because I've just spent a good half an hour, 45 minutes trying to open the boot to get to the battery to charge it. However, what I did do was get this all welded in. So the top mount we made earlier in the video, and the bottom, I don't think I'll get in there, but the bottom one's on the bottom arm. So I'm going to let the underseal dry on that whilst I do the other side, and then we need to make a plan for the rear, because I haven't really actually looked at that yet. I've just had a quick clean up because it was getting a bit full on. Now we need to look at the rear. So top bag plate, bottom bag plate. Now I think it should fit, but I might be wrong. So we'll try it. Aha. What I'm scheming on this one is top round plate into the old spring hanger, bottom plate with the fitting in the bottom arm so we can do it up through this hole. Now, I would normally prefer to have the top fixed end with the airline, but this is definitely going to be the easier way to run this, and the airlines can come out of the arm up here and up into the boot. So that's the plan. Now I'll show you it without the bag so you can see what I mean. So the top plate, I'm going to weld a bolt through it, so it's like captive bolt. Weld that up in that top. That'll then screw on, and this bottom plate will go on that arm where it needs to be. So I can weld that on and then lift that arm, bolt the bag up. Well, that's the plan anyway. Let's see what happens. Chris is a bit of an idiot. I reckon I can goad him into fitting the airlines for me. I'll see how I go. Is it true you have absolutely no idea how to run an airline on a vehicle?
Now, I have no idea how to run airlines on vehicles.
I have heard that.
It's true. So I'm going to learn on this one.
So that is the bags now mounted, front and rear. Next on the list is airlines and then a little bit of wiring, and it's actually the management side done. Then we can pop the wheels on, take it off and see if it goes up and down, because we're running out of time, so we need to get on. So while Chris runs the airlines, I'm thinking I take this time to work out where to run the wiring, and it's not just one wire. I've got the switch live and I've also got all the wires for the pressure sensors. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to remove this seat. Now, I have absolutely no idea, but I'm going to start by trying to pull it. And now I'm going to try and Google it. It's actually quite simple. There's a little tab under here that you push in. Okay, there you go. So that wasn't as hard as I first thought. Now, with that cushion out of the way, I can see there's a gap under here. And then these trims you can take off, and there's a gap here. So I reckon that is my way in. I'll come under that seat, in there, along there, all the way into the front. But let's see how Chris is getting on. Airlines on.
Ran.
And there they are in the boot. And now, I'm going to refit that, run the wiring, and try and find an ignition live. Ignition. Right, how are you getting on in the boot?
Oh, no wonder what's that mean.
That is everything in the boot. All the airlines are run, all the wiring is done, minus a switch live for the gauge, which I can do tomorrow whilst I'm waiting for filler and things to dry. But for now, just got to work out what is meant to be what and what is what, because the buttons don't correlate with what they should do, because I guess China. But we'll work that out and pop the wheels on, lift it up, get off the ramp and see how it sits. As you can see, the car is no longer here. That's because it's outside, but I'm not going to show you it because then you'll turn this video off. So I'm going to make you wait. Now we're going to go home, have some rest, and tomorrow I've got to try and somehow paint the car and machine polish the car. So I don't know if we're going to make it in the 6.5 hours, but I feel like if, like paint drying, you turn it off for that, don't you?
Yeah.
Like it's off for the paint drying, isn't it? So I feel like I've got 6.5 hours to wash a car and prep a car and blow some paint on.
How does it? Very good.
Yeah. But I'm a little bit tired now, so I'm going to go home. Tuesday morning, last day. First thing is we're going to rub that primer off that bumper, and then I think, well, if I can, and then I think I'm going to wash it, because I think if I wash it, machine polish it, if we don't finish the paint in this video, you know, if we fail, at least it will look nice, whereas if I start painting it now, then it's got to dry. It makes sense in my head. Next on my list, I've got to mount the switches and the gauge. Now, I'm thinking the switches will come down here somewhere, potentially. And I think I'm going to put the gauge in the cubby hole. So first things first, I've got to work out how to remove that cubby hole so I can run the wire. And now, I think you just pull this up. I mean, I might not have any windows after this. And I think once that is up, you can pull the cubby hole out, potentially. And then I guess you pull the next one out. Oh no, there's a screw. Right, this is all escalated massively now, but I think what I'm going to do is take the back out of this cubby hole, big enough to fit the buttons through, and the wiring for the gauge, and have the gauge in here and the buttons just in next to it so you can pull them out and use them. I think that's what I'm going to do. But what I need to do for the gauge is join those wires in. So I'm going to pick up the switch live for the CD player and the earth, tap those in as well, and then put all of this mess back together and pull it out and wash it. Right, I've got everything fitted and back together. Now, you got tank in your front and your left and right, front and back, sorry, left and right, and then I've got my buttons, so if I want to go like down, you go down, up is up. So that all actually works pretty well in there. Could have been a lot nicer, but I'm dealing with a bit of a crap control, but it works and it's very cheap, which we'll go through at the end of the video. But it serves a purpose and it definitely works. So now, on to the cleaning.
Yes! That poor box has been holding on to dear life since it left Auto Finesse, I think.
So, what we've got, right, is a care package from Auto Finesse. Now, anyone who knows us personally knows we're not the most avid car washers. But James and Gareth thought we needed more help. So, I'm now going to use all of this stuff to wash that car, and it's going to go from decrepit to clean crepit. But first I have to go through and...
Steez.
Can you see what that says?
Ah, Jack the mug.
So,
I assume that's a mug.
I hope it's a mug, not just a
Not ju-
cardboard insult. But we're going to go through this now, clean the car, and it should come out lovely. Bloody yard broom's never going to fit in that bucket. I'll just quickly show you, I don't know how well you can see how dead this is, but it's proper dirty. So, I'll start by getting rid of some of the shit. Right, first thing I'm going to go for is citrus power. So I'm going to squirt that on, bit of iron out around the bottom because I've been grinding next to it, and the snow foam on top. I'm going to do all three of those at the same time. And I'm going to rinse that off and go for the old shampoo. So we'll get this on first, and I may even get a little brush and do in the little gaps and things because this car hasn't been washed since we've owned it. So those three, then that, let's get into it. So that is all of the non-contact stuff done, and now we got to do not the one, but the two buckets. So shampoo in one, take it out, rinse your mitt in the other one. I believe that is the two bucket method, or at least that's what I'm led to believe. Now I've pulled the car in, don't know why I said that, you can obviously see it's here. I have ran a compound and a polish over this side. I think you can see the difference on the camera, it's hard to show. But if you listen quietly, you can obviously hear the difference. Now these deep scratches I'll never get out because some of them are through the paint. But I just wanted to see if polishing it would actually make it good enough to warrant painting the bottom half of the car before I wasted my time doing that. Now you're probably thinking, like, these things can't be avoided. Maybe I'll just, lean in my engine bay. You may accidentally scratch the paint. You think, there's nothing I can do about that. Well, maybe there is.
Ooh. Oh, that's lovely.
Now these, some of you have probably already seen, we've done a run of these a couple of years ago, and everyone's been asking for them again. So we've done more. New design this time, because paint ain't cheap. As always, we've left the cut out for the wheel because no matter how scratched your wheels may get, at least you can see them and they look cool. That's really what it's all about. I will put these on the website now because I don't have that many of them for you lot before I put them on the internet. So if you want one, head over there and get one. If you don't want one, scratch paint, see if I can. Now, the elephant in the room is the fact that there is 1 hour and 26 minutes left and the car is not painted. Realistically, I am not going to be able to get it painted within this 24-hour timer, but what I'm going to do is spend another hour and 26 minutes polishing, and then we're going to regroup and go through costs and actually have a look at what we've achieved and what we didn't achieve. Oh, and go subscribe while you wait.
Labels blowing up my line and got me missing calls. Told her you ain't gotta hit me till you licking. Feel like ZVF, baby, I be cooler than the mink weather. Make a Coke bottle, give me brain till I think better. Back up on my again, hanging out with Benjamin. Franklin got me stanking in the Lincoln, talking dividends. Look at what we did again. Brought the water dipping in. Down in Texas on them elbows where your digits been. All these I can smell it through the audio. Lapping everybody got me working on my cardio. Party over daddy home, creeping out the caddy comb. Straight from underground, I got these Maddie on. I've been kick pushing on my grind since the pro skate. I don't do a figure that I'm pro hate.
Right, that is sat out there clean, right? And 25 minutes left. So technically, it did do what I initially set out to do. It just added the paint in after. But let's look at what we spent and let's have a look at the car. Now, I'm unsure if any of you actually care about this or not, but here is what it's cost me to build this car. So the car we originally, change pens. The car we bought for £900. Which I don't, that pen's terrible. Which I don't know if that's good or not. But it seemed pretty cheap to me. Now, the air ride for the bags, management, tank compressor and random fittings comes to a total of £428. Like I say, the majority of that is off Amazon. So that came out dirt cheap. Now, paint is £82 and the MOT was £159. I've already written that down. Because we had to change bottom arm, couple of track mods. Nothing bad really. So wheels. Now, this would obviously make a big difference if you were to do this yourself, but I basically just had to sell my soul to get them from Rotorform. So they didn't actually cost me anything, but the tyres were, I've got this written down here, £166 new, which I thought was well cheap. So, ignore my handwriting. The total of that is, that is 1735. So, that gives you £265. £265. If you can buy a set of wheels for that price, it is £2,000 to build that car, which I think is pretty fucking cool. So, let's actually take a look at what we got for £1,700. So, you'll have to ignore the noise of the cars because I don't own the road so I can't stop them. But what we have got for the money, these Rotorforms, which as I said, we're actually given for free, so big shout out to Rotorform for that. We've got the air ride, which, follow me in.
China did not give us this for free.
No, China didn't give us this, but luckily you can get it super cheap on Amazon. But as I said, we got the gauge, we got the controllers, like it will lift.
It doesn't lift.
Oh, I'll tell you why that is. It's because the battery's really low. Hang on.
Turn the car on.
Ready?
So, it lifts.
So we got the air ride.
How has the battery got enough oomph in it to lift the car, to turn the car on, but not lift it up? How does that work?
I don't make the Chinese rules. I just enforce them. Now the car itself we haven't done much to. Like I say, Chris actually done a little bit of MOT work for us. But yeah, basically it's bags and wheels. Because bags and wheels, despite what everyone says, does make us a build. You can obviously take it a lot further than that. I mean, you can do less than that, but this is proof that bags and wheels will make a build. All I really have to do now is give it another polish, and also shout out Oi Finesse. All these people are helping us out, so if you own a company, all I really have to do now is paint from this trim, from the chrome down. But I'm not going to do that in this video.
So very pretty.
So there you have it. If you ever wondered what £2,000 and 23 hours would get you, now you know. Now I'm going to go and paint that while you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.